All right, it's been a while and I'm back with another video. Today we are going to mix a pop style vocal, like pop style trap soul kind of vocal, female vocal. So without wasting time, I'm going to play this record. Then once I play it raw without any effects, dry, then we are going to, take step-by-step process on transforming these vocals to a radio ready sound. So without wasting time, let's listen to the record without any effects.
But I still feel empty. Who's gonna save me? Save me. Can someone please set me free? Becoming a slave to this shit, losing my discipline slowly. Cause I'm drowning, drowning in my own fine misery. Somebody save me, can't get myself out of here.
So that's the vocals, and you can hear everything is pretty much natural. So we are going to transform this vocal to something amazing in no time. I'm going to take you through the lead vocal now, then in few minutes time we are going to go over to the background vocal. So here's the lead vocal, and what I did first was to add a pitch correction, and today I'm using a different one. This is waves real time. So I've put the pitch correction on the vocal, and I've put my key is A minor, so I've set to the beat, and then I'm using the note transition. I bring it down to around 10, and the speed I keep it around 800 because I want it to have more natural feel. I don't want it to sound too robotic. That's what I did on all the vocals. Yeah, all the vocals. That's what I did. The same thing to all the vocals. So I'll quickly on all the pitch correction on the vocal. Then we'll listen now a little with the pitch correction, and yeah, it sounds. So let's listen.
People, but I still feel empty. Who's gonna save me? Save me. Can someone please set me free? Becoming a slave to this shit, losing my discipline slowly. Cause I'm drowning.
So yeah, that's it with the pitch correction. You can, it's a bit, obvious that yeah, there is something going on. Then I created a group. I think I have a video about creating a group on Cubase. If you don't know how to do that, I think one of my videos is there that I do create a group and send tracks, so you can check it out on my channel. So I created a group. Then what I did here, I link all the vocals, lead vocals, to a group, and then the first thing I did was I come to the group and then I added an EQ. So sorry, this EQ was already there while we are playing. I forget to off it, but it's not much. I added an EQ taking off the low end from like 20 hertz or so across a little bit of 50s, and just to take off some rumbles from the low end. That's the first thing I did. Then I added a noise gate here. What I did was to push it up the threshold to around 33 to control the noise. So with it, let's listen.
But I still feel alone. I'm the woman of the people.
If you notice, the vocal sound more calm and more smooth. By the way, I have turned down the beat about -5 dB for me to have headrooms for the mixing. So then the next thing I did was to add Xvox Pro. So what I normally like to do with Xvox is to just give me an atmosphere of the vocals before I go into more details, effecting and stuff. So Xvox Pro is doing a little bit of compression, de-essing, a little bit of EQ here, you can see, and then a little bit of reverb, a little bit of delay, and a little bit of pitch widener, and that's all, because I use a preset here, modern clean lead vocal preset. So that's what it is doing, nothing crazy. You can see all the setting. So let's listen with the Xvox Pro.
People, but I still still feel empty. Who's gonna save me? Can someone please set me free? Become
That's nice, but you can see the vocal is not stable, so now we are going to control this vocal until it sound very solid. So the next thing I did was to add C6, and what I'm doing with the C6, I'm kind of using it as a de-esser to control a little bit of the the harsh frequencies before I bring up compression and the rest, so that the vocal will sound more smoother. So let's play with the de-esser. You can see the frequencies I'm taking. Let's listen. So I'm controlling this frequency and I'm controlling this frequency as well. So this frequency is very sharp, and by the time I start bringing up more detail, it will get us. So I first of all control before I start increasing volume or anything. So after the TSing, I added my compressor to threshold around 18, and then ratio around 4.4, then attack around 4, then release around 171. I want the vocal to be a little bit more compressed because there is a lot of stresses on the vocal, and I want to tame it as long as I can to make sure there is smooth singing throughout the record. So with the compressor, let's listen.
People, but I still feel empty. Who's gonna save me? Can someone please set me free?
Mind you, I'm not adding any gain here. I'm not adding gain on the compressor. So let's go. The next thing I did was to add an equalizer. So this is where a lot of stuff going on. This equalizer is kind of getting some high end to the vocal, some clarity, and then a little bit of taking off a little bit of more rumbles around here. So let's listen with the EQ. Sorry.
The people, but I still feel empty. Who's gonna save me?
If you notice, like, the vocal is sounding very wide and sounding like most of your favorite female pop vocals or R&B vocals that you used to listen to, because of the high end, clean high end added here, and a little bit of control of the rumble, so the vocal sound more in your face. So let's listen.
Save me. Can someone please set me free? Becoming a slave to this shit, losing.
Beautiful. So the next thing I added was de-esser to control the transient, the S's. So
Can someone please set me
so mind you, I use C1 microphone to record this vocal right here in my home studio, and this microphone is what I'm using to make this video, and this is the only mic I have for now, so that's what I use for everything.
becoming a slave to this shit, losing my discipline.
Wow, the vocal is sounding good, but now one more thing, I thought of adding a little bit of saturation because I noticed the vocals are getting a little bit tiny and it's not getting body. I need a little bit warmness, I need a little bit of analog feel, so I added Nectar 4 saturator, and then what I choose here is a pop warm, so I need a little bit warmness for the vocal to sound a little bit like more organic. So let's listen with the uh a saturation. Mind you, I'm playing along with the beat so that you can hear. I don't want to solo the vocal because sometimes when you solo the vocal, it sounds nice differently, and when you put it on the beat, it sounds different. So I'm playing along with the beat so that you can follow up and see the changes. Or maybe I'll solo this time.
Who's gonna save me? Can someone please set me free? Becoming a slave to this shit, losing my.
So if you can observe, when I turn on the saturation, the vocal become a little bit aggressive and sound more like that kind of analog feel. So let me turn it off. Let's bypass it and listen A and B.
becoming a slave to this shit, losing my discipline.
This without it. So let me play with it. With it. With it.
Free, becoming a slave to this shit, losing my discipline.
It is obvious with it, the saturation is doing a great work. Like you can see, it is really saturating those frequencies that needed it, and it's giving us that warmness, that kind of analog feel. So the next thing I added was another compressor, and what I'm doing with this compressor is a little bit of another settings whereby it kind of control more of any frequency that jumps out from the first compression. So that's 16 threshold and 1.6 ratio and 5.0 attack and 160 release. I'm not adding gain. If you observe, I'm not adding gain. Most of the time we add gain, but I add gain if only the vocals are very, very low. But these vocals were recorded loud, and I kind of feel it has already balancing with the beat, so I don't want to add gain. Adding gain might just destroy it, so I'm not adding gain. So let's listen to this compressor.
Can someone please set me free? Becoming a slave to this shit, losing my discipline. Slowly, cause I'm drowning in my own fine misery.
So the last thing I did was to add a de-esser. De-esser.
Someone please set me free. Discipline. Slowly, cause I'm drowning.
So this is my second de-esser after the first de-esser. So I'm using the Pro DS by Pop Filter, and that is everything. So let's listen a little bit from here to the oh sorry, let me turn on the effect. So after doing all these things, what I did was to send a reverb first of all. So yeah, Allah SPY vocal preset, I just send it, although I take off a little bit of the eyes on the EQ because the vocals are already bright, so I need a little bit darkness of the reverb. So then I added my EQ here to control the reverb. On the reverb channel, I'm adding this EQ. I almost do it on every song, although some might not do it this way, but I almost add EQ on almost all the mixing I do on the reverb. And I'm sending a little bit of delay again. Each delay I'm sending quarter note delay. So the vocal, so look at it, 20 minus 20 dB minus 6 dB. So let's listen with this effect how the vocal sounds. This is very basic, pretty much basic, nothing complex if you follow along. So let's listen.
Of the people, but I still feel empty. Who's gonna save me? Save me. Can someone please set me free? Becoming a slave to this shit, losing my discipline. Slowly, cause I'm drowning in my own fine misery. Somebody save me.
Nice. So this is it. This is pretty much everything. So without wasting time, I'm going to turn on the effect for the background voices. Then we are going to quickly run through them so that you see I don't want to waste time, because so now let's run down the background voices. So let me take it to this position. So these are the background voices. So the pretty much simple. They're pretty much simple, nothing complex. So let me on the effects that I use on the background voices so that we can listen to them in context. All right, so let me play a little session of this part so that we can hear how the background voices sound like. Let's go.
Drowning in my own fine misery. Somebody save me, save me. Can't get myself out of here. Cause I'm drowning, drowning in my own foul misery. Somebody save me. Can't get my.
So that was it. The first session of the ad-libs or the background voice I added. Where is it? All right, so I added EQ. Oh, where is it? Hold on.
Save me, save me, save me.
Okay, so this session of the voices, I only just added a lot of reverb to the channel. Let me check. I added a lot of reverb to the group. I think it's still the same setting here to the group. And then on this other one, which is the monster voice. Sorry, let me unsolo this one. This one. So on this voice, what I did was just I added this plugin. It's a free plugin. Greylon is a free plugin, Greylon 2, and I just pitch it down the pitch shift. I pitch it down to the lowest, and that's all to turn it to that monster voice. And that's how this one sound like. So it's simple, nothing complex. Then this other one, so this one I just added more reverb on this Valhalla. Nothing crazy. Then this particular one that is like, so I added the same thing, more reverb and DS it more, and a little bit of EQ here to just make it sound a little bit faded. The same thing here, I added another extra EQ there, and I send more reverb and delay as well, like a lot to them to make them sound a little bit wet and more character on them. And that's pretty much everything. So I'm going to play this session. Let's listen to everything.
Drowning in my own foul misery. Somebody save me, save me. Can't get myself out of here. Cause I'm drowning, drowning in my own foul misery. Somebody save me. Can't get myself out of here. I'm getting deeper, deeper. Can't find my way back up there. My thoughts get wider and wider. Drowning in my bottles of liquor.
So that's pretty much what I do on this mixing. On the beats, I didn't do much. It's a 2-track beat, so I added a little bit of EQ slash, compression, dynamic EQ here to control a little bit of the hi-hats and all those sharp parts so that the vocal can cut through, because I think the low end already settled well, so I did not do anything EQ close to the low end, just a little bit to give space for the vocal at that particular high end area where the vocal need to cut through. So on the mastering, let's go over the mastering. I forgot to say this is going to cover both mixing and mastering. So what I did on the mastering is simple. I added uh Pro Q3 and I used the mix general balancing one, and then just to control a little bit of frequencies, and it's doing some boosting here, you can already see. So if I play,
I still feel empty. Who's gonna save me? Save me. Can someone please set me free? Becoming a slave to this.
right, this is sweet. So the next thing, I added exciter from Ozone 11 and I use tick and fuzzy preset. I don't know what it does, but the character it gives, like, it kind of make everything sound a little bit more aggressive, a little bit fuller, a kind of saturation like that. So let's listen how it sounds like.
Can someone please set me free? Becoming a slave to this shit, losing my discipline.
So you can see what it is. It sounds a little bit aggressive, a little bit, more analog warmness.
Slowly.
So after that, I added a little imager, Ozone 11 imager, and then what I did was to add a little gentle wideness, a bit gentle width to it. I'm not really doing anything crazy here, just to give a little, separation for the high end and the mid area. So that's what this is doing here. If you look here, it is adding a little bit of highs, it's turning down the low, and I don't know, a little bit of the mid frequency and nothing on the low. So that's what I added. Then I used a DSI again. I don't know, I normally use DSI most of the time when mastering, so I use high-end transient limiting just to get smooth high-end, because I know the vocals are a bit bright and needs a little bit more control. So let's listen.
Gonna save me, save me. Can someone please set me free?
So you can see it is still caching some of the transient to keep it smooth and steady. And then I added L2, and what I did was to use a preset wide and open. Then I push my gain to around plus 8 dB. I think that's all. Then I added a meter just to monitor what it is doing, and then everything sounds this way. So we are going to listen from here till the end part of the song, and then we are good to go. So if you like this video, if you have learned one or two something in this video, please do like, comment, and share to other people who you know that this could help. And subscribe. We are about to hit 1K subscribers, so please subscribe. Once we hit 1K subscribers, a lot of stuff will be done. I'll be like doing some giveaway. At least I'm going to mix most of my subscribers music for free, just to appreciate the people who have been following me from day one. So if you are an active subscriber, get ready. Once we hit 1K subscriber, I'm going to do an appreciation whereby I'm going to mix at least one song from each of my subscriber, at least 10 people, 100% free, just to appreciate you for following me. So let's listen.
Can someone please set me free? Becoming a slave to this shit, losing my discipline slowly. Cause I'm drowning in my own fine misery. Somebody save me, can't get myself out of here. Cause I'm drowning in my own fine misery. Somebody save me, can't get myself out of here.
right, that's it for this video. See you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.